Welcome to my channel. This feels weird, but let's get into it. Take 4, 5? I don't know. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kimberly. Welcome to this first ever knitting podcast. I uploaded one video before where I was just like a project vlog following along when I knitted the Maxine hot water bottle by Laura Penrose, like my first ever color work. And I don't know, I just wanted to share more of my making and knitting, and so hence this video. But yeah, welcome. My name is Kimberly, as I said. I'm based in Amsterdam. I live here in an apartment with my boyfriend and my cat, a black cat, Frankie, who you're probably gonna see this video. Yeah, I work in urban planning full-time, and on the side I knit. I like knitting. It's not always been this way. I've started knitting when I was younger, like shawls, because my grandma taught me and she knitted stuff, and then I was like, oh, I want to do that too. So I knitted a scarf, had a lot of fun, but then it just faded away. My grandma didn't really knit any garments anymore, just socks. And I don't know, never really had this feeling like, okay, I want to start knitting again. And then coronavirus hit like everywhere, and we were not allowed to do anything. So then you pick up hobbies. And well, I first started crocheting and I made a lot of fluffy animals, but well, what can you do with all those fluffy animals? Nothing. So I just gifted them. A friend of mine had a baby, I gifted one. Or when my mom had colleagues of her that had kids, we would just gift them, because I didn't know what else to do with it. So, but then I started looking like, okay, I want to make something that I have use out of too. So, well, I looked at crocheting garments, but I didn't really like that a lot. So I thought, okay, let's pick up knitting again and let's see how it goes. So I think I got a kit, I think from my in-laws at Christmas, like a Wool and the Gang kit to make a sweater. So I did, but the yarn was, well, way too hard. It was like a mohair, very fluffy, and I just couldn't see it, didn't know what I was doing. So I mean, it was a beginner pattern, but the yarn was not the right choice to do as a first ever project. I just immediately started with a sweater, and then I went to my local yarn shop here in Amsterdam and asked like, okay, what is an easy yarn to knit with? And well, the rest is history. So I don't know, today I just want to take you along with my making, knitting. I want to share, and I hope you like it. I thought let's just start with the finished objects, just like everyone does. So first one, I think, is a weekend hat by Petite Knit. I'm sorry, this is going to be a heavily Petite Knit podcast. I don't know how it happened, but it just happened. This lovely weekend hat. I started it as a project with my sister-in-law because she really wanted to start knitting as well. So we picked out a pattern that was like sort of easy, but as you can maybe see, it's very small. And I've knitted it with the Fair Gint from Sadnes Garn in the Tweeded version. It's like a beige broken white, and then with the little speckles. I just knitted it way too tight. I can like put it on, but it's like, no, it's just not it. So I've like not worn it once. And also I didn't really like the yarn as well, because I mean it's quite soft. It's not that prickly on the head, but I don't know, I thought the tweeded dots would be more woven into the yarn, but they're very loose. So while knitting, some just fell off, or it wasn't really visible, or now they're just like sticking out. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was lovely to knit a hat and sort of do it together with someone else at the same time, so you can like talk about it and help her along the way. But I've just made it way too tightly, and it's super small. And it's maybe it's also because it's like the tree folded and band around your ears, that it's like super extra tight. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I should just try again and block it heavily and then hope it stretches. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, lovely garment, but it's just sitting on the shelf basically. So then I was like, well, I still want to knit another hat that I can actually use. So there came by the hipster hat. I wear this a lot, like every time it's cold I tend to grab for this one. I really like it. It's warm, sometimes a bit prickly on the forehead, but yeah, I've knitted it with leftover yarn that I had from my loop sweater, the loop sweater. I don't know, I will put in a picture. And I have some leftover knitting for Olive heavy merino and mohair, and that was enough to knit a hat, so I did. But it's a bit on the heavier side than recommended in the pattern, so I did knit it on the suggested needles, but with thicker yarn, so it's quite dense. But yeah, like it a lot. Also use it a lot. So yeah, that were my most recent finished objects. Oh no, wait. Accessory wise, but no, let's not forget my socks. These have been on my needles for so long. I think I started them at the end of summer in like September when we were on our trip to Italy, and I saw this yarn in the store and I thought, this is the color, I need to knit some socks in it, and I really like the pattern. It's the Hibernal Socks by Summer Lee, and I used the yarn, it's called Mominoki, and it's the sock yarn, and I think it's like a 4-ply with some nylon in it. And I really liked the design because you are able to do it without a cable needle. So you can just do it with your regular needles and just knit and knit and knit without you having this take off stitches, put them on the cable needle, and well, especially with such a small needle, I was very happy that I could just do this without a cable needle. But I don't know, the first sock flew off the needles, but then the second sock, I don't know what happened. It's just halfway done, and then I just stopped after the heel when I had to do the decreases, and it just laid there and laid there and laid there. And then this year, I think around Christmas, New Year's, I picked it up again and then tried to finish it. So I have some lovely socks now in a sort of spring color, so I'm excited to wear them, and some loafers or anything. Yeah, and then garment wise, FO. The Louvre sweater. Of Louvre, excuse me, Lyon sweater by Petite Knit. A raglan. I think it was the second raglan garment. No, third raglan garment I made in DK yarn. Lovely pattern. I was doubting if I should do a twisted rib for the hem and for the collar, and then but then I was like, no, let's make it more, I don't know. I feel like the twisted rib is really neat, but it also gives like a different feeling. This feels more casual. There he is. Lay down. Let's talk more about Leon sweater. I love the pattern, had a lot of fun with it, but I made the wrong yarn choice. I was in a hurry. We came back from a festival. We were about to go on vacation. We're thinking about an easy pattern, easy garment that I could knit during the vacation. So I hurried to the yarn shop and feel like, okay, I need DK weight yarn. Didn't want to spend that much money, so I don't know. But I went to Stephen and Penelope. That's a big store here in Amsterdam, super close by. I went there and they had this, Stephen West has his own yarn, and it's called, I think the DK is called Bicycle, and they have a big range of colors, but I wanted something natural-ish. So I opted for gray, dark gray, because I don't really have a lot of sweaters that are that color, so I thought this is a good addition to my wardrobe. So I used that yarn. However, I did not end up knitting it during that vacation. So I just had the yarn, it laid, and then at the end of the year, I started knitting the sweater only with the DK. And while I was knitting it was very nice because it's very soft and it's easy to knit with. But it was getting darker, so at nights it was hard to see what you were knitting because of the dark color of the wool. However, I persevered, I went through with it, and was very happy with the end result. I sort of made 2 different sizes because my gauge wasn't right, and then I think first opted for the small, and then I was like, maybe it's not long enough in the arm, so I think I did a couple of extra raglan increases and then just knitted the body. However, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I should just add in a close-up, but it's pilling like crazy. Like, I've never seen this. And I mean, I can understand if it's pilling with the armpits and the arms because you move a lot, and I also were to work a couple times behind the computer, so I mean, you move a lot with your arms. But it's also like on the chest, on the back, around around the waist. It's pilling everywhere, and I went over it with the machine to depill it like 3 or 4 times, but it seems to get worse every time I wear it. And then I don't know, it feels kind of sad because I mean, it was not cheap yarn, and you put all this time in it and you want a garment that lasts. But I mean, I've worn it a lot, but now every time I want to wear it, it feels like maybe it's, I don't know if I can say it, but it looks cheap. So, you know, when you buy a cheap sweater from, let's say, H&M, right, and you wash it a couple of times and wear it, it just gets a bit ugly. I don't know. And I have that feeling now with this garment. And that's kind of sad because I really like the fit. I really like how it looks on me. I'm really happy with the color. But yeah, the pilling, it's, I don't know. It's just sad. And I don't know what would have made it less. I mean, I went to another yarn shop here in Amsterdam and I talked to this woman, and she was like, that's why a lot of like also petite knit and Kutofukika always pair like a yarn with the mohair, so it tends to like pill less, she said, or it depends on how tightly the yarn is spun, or this is just bad luck. But I feel like with all the other sweaters I made, like the pilling is not any way near the pilling of this sweater. So yeah, I don't know what to do about it. I just keep depilling it, and then I don't know. I just feel like it's not nice to now wear to work, because it just, I don't know. I don't like the look of it anymore. But yeah, who knows, in the near future it stops billing. I don't know if that's even possible. But well, we will see. And that brings me to WIPs, works in progress. Yeah, I mean, I work full time, so I don't have a lot of time to knit. Mostly knit during the night, like when I come home, watch some Netflix with my boyfriend, or yeah. But I mean, you also go to the gym and stuff, so it's not a lot of time. And in the weekends, well, a lot of stuff to do. So I'm not the fastest knitter, but hey, that doesn't matter. We're allowed to be here. But that brings me to another project, a WIP. I had some yarn left over, and this was like right after I finished the sweater. I had like almost half a ball of yarn left over from this yarn, and I cast it on, sorry cat, yeah, oh. Chillax, oh. I made socks, okay. I made socks, the Sunday socks by Petite Knit. I wanted a thicker yarn, and I was like, well, this seems to be a good yarn, DK. Take in mind, I did not know yet that it would peel that much, so I just cast it on this sock. Finished it, cast it on the second sock. Oh, he's putting his nails in me. Ow. Cast it on the second sock. I am at the point where I should do the heel. However, over time, we've learned it peels like crazy. So, and I mean socks, you wear it a lot. It in your shoe, whatever it is, on the ground. So the socks mostly peel. Well, this socks will probably, I don't know if there's even a sock left over after I would wear it. But yeah, that's why I did not find any motivation yet to finish the second sock. But I feel like I should just finish. I mean, it's on 4mm needles, so it's going quite quick. So I should just finish it and let it be off the needles. But I still will have quite a bit of yarn left over. But I don't know what I should make with it, because yeah, I'm just not happy with the yarn. But well, that can happen sometimes. I mean, I tried things out, didn't work. But it's kind of sad because they have a lot of yarn and it's not that expensive. There's all the hand-dyed yarns or the bigger brands. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just have bad luck. Maybe the fingerings or the other ones are way better. Or I should just paired it with the mohair, and then it would not have peeled this much. But well, we will see. Yes. What next? Okay, I feel that my second project is like, I don't know. I feel like everybody knitted it already a long time ago, but I don't know. I'm this person that is like, in the moment, I sort of decide what I knit. I mean, I have a lot of projects where I'm like, oh, I would like to make this. Oh, I would like to make this. Or maybe this is a good project to start after I finish this. But then with actually choosing and just deciding what I'm going to make, and also with the yarn, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to make this. in the moment, and I'm like buying the yarn and I'm making it. So I also don't really have a lot of yarn in stash that is just being there to be made. I don't know, maybe most of the time I just decide, buy the yarn, start the project. So I don't know, I was feeling a slipover. And let me grab it. It's in my lovely Muud bag. It's the Moby Slipover by Petite Knit. Lovely project, but I mean, it's not been easy. It's not been easy. I don't know what happened with me with this project, but I made so many mistakes. My mind just let me down. I have the feeling, but it's been a lot of fun. And I think that's the most important. But I don't know. You start with the back, and I don't know, I was just doing the pattern until we were allowed to do the shoulder parts, cast on from the shoulders, do the front, and I'm like, wait a second, this looks like I have to do something different. I just read the pattern all wrong when I was doing the back panel. So I don't know if you can see it. The pack differs in this in the front. But it's okay, we don't mind. I know it is there, and now you guys know it's there. But who else will notice? Probably no one. And I mean, that's the fun also of making things yourself. You can just do it a bit different. And I was like, I did all that work, I'm not gonna rip it back. I'm just gonna do the front the right way and let the back be what it is. So once I've joined for the arms, I also made a couple mistakes with like this. I don't know what this stitch is. I don't know the name by head, but I don't know. I made a couple mistakes, but I'm fine with it. I just let it be what it is. And the same here. I made a mistake and I tried to fix it, and I did not fix it the right way. But well, I don't mind. Nobody will see. Can't wait for me to wear this one. I'm looking forward to it. I am knitting this with, again, Mominoki Yarn, but this time it's the Finnwool, and I'm holding it double. I mean, I brought the little tag with me, I thought. Is this it? No. It's 100% Finnwool, undyed. So I thought, okay, I need around, I think 300 grams, the pattern set for the size I'm making. But I'm using way more, probably because I'm holding it double, and I didn't really check the gauge after. I mean, it seems to be on gauge, but I've not blocked it, so probably gonna be a bit bigger. And I think I just used more yarn than I thought I would, but yeah, I can't wait to finish this one. I wanted to change, so I already did the collar. Now I'm doing one of the armholes. Had to buy some small needles, and then I don't know, I also don't always have the headspace to do this project because, well, I really have to be present to do it the right way and not make any more mistakes. But I don't know, I really like it. It's very engaging. You want to just continue. So yeah, I think that one will be done quite soon. But as I was knitting that one, I also wanted something that was easy, where I could just knit and knit and knit without really thinking. So that brings me to my other whip, I think it's the Stockholm sweater, also by Petite Knit. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. In only mohair. So I am holding Isager Mohair double in the called it 34. The one she has a sample one as well in the pictures. I really liked the super dark brown, and I think it's nice that it's super light. And I mean, when I first started knitting when my first ever project was with mohair, I was like, hell no, I'm never going to do this again. But no, I like it. It's so soft and so light. And so I went to visit my parents yesterday, and it's such an easy like garment to just bring with you on the train. So I mean, it's super light, and it gets super small, so easy to bring with you. The only thing is, yeah, it's dark again, so you do need a bit of light to sometimes check if everything is going to be all right. And in this pattern, you also have some shaping for the body. So that's the first time I am or having to do that in a pattern. So yeah, I don't know, I really like it. It's gonna be a lovely project also when it's gonna be summer or spring, and it's gonna be a bit cold. Nice sweater to just put over. So that's the other one. And I think then we go to, okay, no, the last sweater. I will first do the sweater. And that's again Petite Knit, but I don't know how it happens all the time. But okay, I was knitting the Moby Slipover, and I was like, okay, I have to pay attention to what's going on when I'm knitting this, so I can't just do this in the car. And I was knitting the mohair sweater, and that's a dark color. And then I was like, well, in the car, and I want to just be an easy knit. Don't like it that much. Could be, but no. And then I was like, okay, because I'm thinking this because we went skiing, and I'm gonna go skiing again next Friday, and it's now Sunday, so it's super close again. And we were going to be in the car for like 10 hours or so, because we drive to Italy, and yeah, it's around 10 hours, I think. So I was like, okay, I want something that's easy to knit in the car. I can talk, don't have to pay that much attention, and I can see it when it's a bit dark. And then on a whim, I decided I want something colorful. It's the cloud sweater. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a drop shoulder with some detailing with the pearls. I like it a lot. The color, I went for lilac. The first is I went for the Snefnug, the alpaca. I really like alpaca. And in the color lila, so lilac. And with knitting for olive mohair in, I think, unicorn purple. So, and it gives like this a bit of a marled effect, and I really like it. And it's going by pretty quick. It's on 4.5mm needles, and I wanted a change of scenery, so I started with a sleeve. I first wanted to do the collar, but I didn't have the right small needle, so I bought one yesterday, and I just knitted this morning. So that's why I started on the sleeve first. I thought, well, let's see how far we got. I really like it. I've made 2 other sweaters in Snefnug already. One is the one that was my first ever sweater. I mean, there are a lot of mistakes in it, and it was not knitted in the round. It was just knitted straight, like first the front, the back, the arms, and then you have to stitch it all together. And it's very drapey, and I think it was knitted on 8mm needles. So it's very, I mean, it's not see-through, but sort of see-through. And I also knitted a V-neck from MyFavoritethings-knitwear. I think it's the number 14, and it has the super straight sleeves, and I knitted that one in Snefnug, like broken white color. I really like that one, but it's super big, and the V-neck just always sort of slips over my shoulder, and I mean, it's the vibe, but not always the vibe. And I mean, the arms are straight, so they're just, and they just hang here, and they just are in the way. So it's a sweater I mostly wear at home. But that's why I saw this pattern from Tweed, and I was like, oh, this one was made with Snefnug. I would like to make another one in this yarn. Bit boring, but I really like the type of yarn, so I just thought, let's go for it. And then the, I think, last whip I have, yes, and this is a lingering whip, and I have ambition to finish it soon. Yeah, it has been on the needles for so long. I mean, beginning of summer 2023, and we're in 2024 now. I loved every bit of it when I started it. It's again in the Mominoki. I don't know why it happened, but I really like their yarn in Raspberry Ice, and this is Rami Silk, and it has, or is this? Yeah, so it's 60% wool, non-superwash, 20% silk, and 20% Rami, and I believe that's a plant fiber. And the color just got me, and how it felt, and I was like, I need to make something with that. And I already made the loop sweater, and I thought, let's make the loop top. And I mean, I've knitted the whole body, and then I sort of let it be for what it was. I did not have any motivation to pick it up again, and I don't know, but it's, I feel like I should finish it, because I mean, I've come so far. I think it would be super sad if I would just rip it. And maybe I'm just not that kind of a summer knitting garment person. We will see this summer if I would make another top, because I also think I have the wool for my favorite things knitwear camisole number 6, I think, but I've never casted it on because this one just never finished. But I bought some small needles, and I thought, okay, I should just make a start, and I've started to do the color. I'm on the second row now to just fold it double, and maybe once I've done the color, and then I just only have to do the armholes, and then hopefully I can find all motivation to finish it, because when I look at it, it's like, oh, it would be nice to wear. But yeah, I should just maybe push myself to just do a little bit every now and then, so I'm able to finish it. So yes, that were all my finished objects, my whips, and then I have one small acquisition, but as I said, I'm not really a big buyer for just because I think it's pretty or just want it. I really buy stuff when I need it as like extra needles or anything, or stitch markers. I just buy if I come to the point where I need it. And the same goes with the yarn. I have a project in mind, I buy it, cast on the project. So I don't have a lot of yarn in stash, only like some sort of leftovers, or when I have extra balls that I thought I needed but I did not. So yes, I think I would just go and show you something I do have in stash, and that is, let me grab it, Olivia and Oliver Fibers sock yarn. This is the cotton. I bought it, I think not the last store update but the one before, and I ordered this cotton one because my boyfriend really wanted some knitted white-ish socks, because I have a pair and he's like, oh, I would really like that. So I bought this one in this color, and I still have to cast it on, but I don't know, maybe in the next couple of weeks I will cast this on and knit him his pair of socks. But I don't know what's holding me back. I think the fact that I don't really know what kind of size I have to make, and he has the problem already with trousers or with other socks that he has to really pull it over his heel. And I mean, the yarn doesn't have a lot of stretch, but I also don't want to make it too big because otherwise it's weird at your ankles. So I haven't really decided yet what to do. So that's probably why I didn't cast it on yet. But in that same shop update, I also ordered something for myself, and that is a sock set. And this is a sock set with the main color, the feather, and the colorway cacao. And normally most of my yarns are like solid colors, nothing that's like have speckles or I don't know. So I thought I want to try that, but I think it's better if I try that in a sock first and see what I think of it, or maybe try it with like a top or anything, a summer top. So I have not decided yet what I'm gonna do. Maybe I will make a top out of it or some socks for myself. But I'm really looking forward to use this because yeah, I've never had a colorway like this, because I tend just to go for the plain colors instead of the funky ones. Although I really like it because I made one slipover, a weekend slipover v-neck from as well Petit Knit, and I did that with I think like a white base, or off-white base, and then I hold it together with some alpaca instead of a merino, and that alpaca was like pink, purple, white, hand dyed from Queen fibers. Maybe I could put in a picture. And I love it, but it's a bit out of my comfort zone. So yes, I think that's it. Oh no, wait, I have one acquisition. Super cute. I had the luck last year that I won one of their giveaways from Muud. So I was able to pick out some products, and I went for the round big project bag, and for the other one, the black one you just saw, the Moby sweater, this one, and another little Tweed, it's called, super small, super handy for the socks you're knitting because then everything fits in. And now I saw this one in a store yesterday and I thought I need it, and I can put stitch markers or whatever in it, and I thought it's a nice add-on to my collection. So yes, that's everything I have to share. I hope you liked it. I liked doing it. I mean, we were interrupted by a cat a couple of times, but well, that's just the way it is. And I mean, he's super cozy, so gives a nice feeling as well. And yeah, I'm also making another video, like a project vlog of the Moby Slipover. So once I get my hands on finishing that one, I will edit that video and it will be up on my channel as well. Maybe take a look at my Instagram. I try to post some pictures once in a while of what I'm making and knitting or what I bought. So yeah, if you're interested in that, check that out. And yes, maybe hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.
Wish I had my Mariana now. Wish I had my Mariana now. Wish I had my Mariana way down in Louisiana. Wish I had my Mariana.
I'm trying to do this thing and you're just away.
Never could say your name aloud. Never could say your name aloud. Well, them Bias County girls don't know it, but these old Midwestern boys through never could say your name aloud. Heap of cotton crumpled on the floor. Silky music in a bony drawer. Always open, never filled.
Nee, dat is niet lief. Ja, zeg maar sorry.